Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to our Asia Sciences training call. We want to welcome everybody this evening. We've got a great call lined up for you, and we're glad you took time to spend with us this evening. I get the privilege of bringing up our very first guest speaker. You know him, you love him. We love to hear from him because his energy, his enthusiasm, everything he brings to the table just, well, makes you smile. So I'm excited to bring up our president, Mr. Eric Caparisi. Eric, are you with us, sir?
I'm here, Michelle. Hope you can hear me good. Got a new microphone on, but I wanted to make sure that I got a chance to get on tonight and say hi to everybody and let everyone know we had a fantastic last week. And in fact, our biggest day ever was happened last week, and we owe it all to a phenomenal meeting that we had in Nashville about a week prior. And I wanted to get on today and just kind of talk about the importance of our meetings. I just came in my 27 years of being involved in the industry. I've seen and been involved with a lot of meetings. I've gone to some of the biggest meetings. I've been on stage in front of 4,300 people at one point, and I was the guest speaker. I was the top income earner, and it was, all the spotlights were on me, and still didn't feel the love, and I didn't feel the intensity, and I didn't feel the sense of urgency and the sense of willingness of wanting to be involved in the opportunity I was involved with back then, like I did just a week or so ago back in Nashville. What we've got going on here with Asia Sciences is absolutely one of those one in a million opportunities. And if you've heard me speak before, I'm a firm believer that your ship comes in once or maybe twice in your lifetime, and you can either jump on board or not. That's up to you. We hope that you see, though, that we're a ship filled with enthusiastic, fired up individuals from not just here in the United States, but in 40 countries now and growing. And it's all because of Body Drive that you see right here, and on my hat. And you can get these, purchase these. I believe Noel will get into that here in a little bit. But we do have these for sale, and it's nothing like supporting your own business and representing it and advertising it by just wearing a cool hat or a really cool shirt. These things have reflectors on them. I mean, they're decked out. They're the best of the best. So we only want to give you the best of the best, and that's thanks to Noel's division. He's been able to put that together for us. So we want to thank Noel for that. But really, one of the biggest things that we heard at our Nashville event that really is instrumental in the success that we've had, and really instrumental in why we just had our biggest day, which really equated out to our biggest week in the history of our company in the first 90 days now. So we're still young. Is the sampling of this incredible product called Body Drive. And this one product is not just a super juice. It's not just a product filled with minerals, which I know companies that do, over $200 million a year just on minerals. But it's got minerals. It's got super juices. It helps to increase your energy without that shaky, nervous feeling. But what we're finding is even more importantly, and where I'm most excited is all of the amounts of the total amounts of weight that we're seeing people lose off of drinking a simple drink. Now, this is a one-day packet. What that means is you just take this and you rip the top off, pour it in a bottle of water, shake it up, and you drink it down. I do that first thing in the morning, do that later in the afternoon. But most importantly, I hand out 3 or 4 of these every single day, wherever I go. I mean, I've got them with me everywhere. And I constantly am handing them out. I'm like, hey, do you like to have some extra energy? Do you know anyone that needs to lose some weight? You never want to go to someone and say, hey, do you need to lose some weight? they obviously know that you're probably going to insult them, so you don't want to say that. But you can say, hey, do you know anyone that needs to lose some weight? And they usually say, yeah, I do. Or how about some extra energy? You don't even need to talk about the minerals. You don't need to talk about the super juices that are packed into this product. But this is exciting because in all of my years, I've been lucky enough and blessed enough to make my biggest money in two industries, or with two different types of products in this industry, and that is weight loss, and that was a healthy energy drink. And we've combined both of those here with Body Drive, and there is absolutely no product on the market. I'm here tonight to tell you I've seen them all. I've tried them all. I know the owners of most of the biggest companies out there, and I'm here to tell you this is one of those one in a million types of products that you're proud to hand to somebody, that you know they're going to feel it not in 30 days, but they're going to feel it in 3 minutes, 4 minutes, maybe 30 minutes max. But really, that's pushing it out. I think most everyone here on the panel will say this evening that it's probably within 10 to 15 minutes you just start to feel great. You just start to feel that energy, that nice surge of energy without, again, that shaky or nervous or anxious feeling. So sampling and getting to our next event are really the reason that I wanted to get on tonight, and just thank and congratulate all of you that have done such a great job since our last event. To have a record-setting week last week, and to have the day that we had in one day to do the number of sales that we did is just staggering. I mean, it goes to show that we're growing in the right direction, and the timing is now. That you can sit back and wait on the sidelines and say, I shoulda, woulda, coulda, or you could say, I'm glad that I did. I'm glad that I got a chance to spend time with Shanitra and with Michelle and with Noel and with Eric on this one Sunday evening. It really changed my life. That's what I'm hoping that you're going to say, 6 months, a year from now, when you're up there on stage, get maybe one of your great plaques or trophies. I see one that I keep one over here next to me that is actually a big mug that says Body Drive on it. Really cool glass mug that's etched Body Drive. We give away cruises, we give away the hats, the shirts, we give away so many neat things. So you don't want to miss events. You have a chance to win a value of a $500 cruise to the Bahamas. And it was neat to be able to give away cruises to people that have never thought they could afford a cruise. And just by going to the event, they won a cruise, and I think we gave 3 or 4 of those away when we were in Nashville. So you don't want to miss our next Nashville event, and a lot of events that are going on every single week, and some multiple events going on every single week. So don't miss them. Let us know which hometown you're in. Let us know that you're interested in us coming out to see you, and we definitely will work on getting you to a point where it's the right opportunity for all of us to come together, or even a few of us to come and represent you and support you and help you grow your business. So with that, I'm super thrilled to be on tonight, as I always am. You guys are doing a fantastic job, so congratulations. And with that, I'll pass it back to you, Michelle.
Eric, thank you so much. We appreciate you. We appreciate your leadership and all that you do, and it's coming from your heart. And you talked about an event. They put it on. I'm telling you, we're going to talk about this a little bit more, but we thank you so much for all that you do for us, and continue day in and day out. You get up early, you go to bed late. No, I don't even think you go to bed half the time, but thank you so much for all that you do. So we're going to continue on, folks, and so much excitement, so many great things are happening. And it stems from the leadership. It stems from the corporate team working tirelessly to make sure that we truly have everything that we need. And this next gentleman, we all know him, we love him, we know how hard he works each and every day, not just for 1 or 2 of us, but for all of us. He represents the corporate team in such a way that it's an honor and a privilege to be able to be on this panel with him tonight, and that's none other than Director of Global Sales, our very own Mr. Noel Floyd. Noel, take it away, sir.
Thank you so much, Michelle. Guys, if there's a delay, I do apologize. There was a little bit of a delay before, so I do apologize for that. But guys, tonight we're really on here because we just come off a major event. You just heard Eric say that we just had our largest sales week ever, and it's it's because of events like that we're having. Okay, and I really want you to focus in, hone in, take some notes tonight. You can see we've got Shanitra on here tonight, and there was a reason I wanted to bring Shanitra on here tonight. Shanitra drove, I think, almost 700 miles, maybe a little more. I can't remember, okay? But she drove that far, and she was only a customer, okay, when she came to that event, and she was just saying, you know what, we just got to see what it's all about. But Shanitra and Marcel drove that far, and they were a cruise winner, okay? They won a cruise, so it was very exciting to see them win a cruise. But I really want to hone in while we're building this event to event. You know, you might be on here tonight, you might have just got started with us, and you might have been involved in things in the past where, you know, your upline distributors and your team members were telling you only to build a presence online. And I'm telling you guys, I've done that before, and you don't have the same type of mentality people, okay? You don't have that family feeling. You don't have that I get to look you in the eye and see what you're really talking about feeling. You just don't have that bond when you're not working event to event. Now, I'm going to suggest a book here to you. Michelle, if you'll hold your book up too, okay? Just show people that you've got this book already, because you just shown it to me. And guys, I want you to look at this book. It's called GoPro by Eric Worre, okay? And you can actually get this book for free right now if you go to networkmarketingpro.com. All you have to do is pay shipping on this book. I've got another one laying around here somewhere. I got one for free, and I had to pay for one because I bought one several months ago. I think it's like $6. Ship this book for free right now. But Eric, I mean, is an incredible leader in the network marketing industry, and he's really teaching people how to properly build their organization, how to launch their organization. And, you know, you hear people talk about all the time, leaders are readers. And one of the things that I hated doing growing up as a child was reading. I could not stand reading, okay? But I knew if I was going to get involved in this industry and I was going to be successful, I was going to have to start reading some material and educating myself on what was going on. And I just flashed something else up here because a lot of people don't like to read, okay? I'm one of those people. I'm more of a, you know, I'll read bits and pieces and things like that. I've got a book over here that I've started reading several times, but I just grabbed little nuggets out of it. But here's something I'm going to start tomorrow. It's called The 7 Habits of Highly Successful People. This is an audio version, okay? I'm going to put this on my phone. I'm going to put the earphones in. I'm going to start that tomorrow. So if you don't like reading, there are audio versions available of, you know, of GoPro as well. But I do suggest this book, okay? It will transform the way you think about the network marketing industry and about your business, okay? It's very important, guys. And we do have another event coming up in Nashville. And the reason I wanted this panel on here tonight is because everybody on this panel tonight was in Nashville, Tennessee. You've got, you know, Shanitra, brand new, basically, to Asia Sciences. She came in as a customer all the way from Virginia, I think the Washington, D.C. area, to see what we had going on. And so I'm going to bring her up in just a few. Really, you know, I wanted to share with you just a little bit of maybe what her thoughts were on the way to the event, what her expectations were, and then, you know, what she got out of the event, and maybe how that's helped her build her business after the event. Okay, guys, we're only a week out of this event, and I'm telling you right now, there is more excitement that I have seen right now than I've seen in a long time, okay? And I'm telling you, we had a really good team of people before I came over here to Asia Sciences, and, you know, we were rocking it out. But one thing that we did not do were events. And, you know, and I always said, you know, I wish we could do events. I wish we could do events. But the fact of the matter is, most of our organizations were actually international. So it would not have been logical to do events here in the United States. So one of the things that Eric talks about in this way back here, and I think it's one of the last chapters, but he talks about different ways to build your organizations and things. And then events. Events is right here, okay? And it says the best way I know really to internalize life-changing information is to attend live events. You know, live events, guys, are something else. And people say, well, how's that going to change me? How's that going to change my business? You know, here's the thing. Sometimes, you know, you can sit behind your computer, you can talk on the phone, but until you actually get in front of it and you see it visually, what's actually going on, you really don't understand what you've got a hold of, okay? When I saw Rick explaining the compensation plan, I started looking around the room, and people's eyeballs were like this big around, and they were going, oh, my goodness. Guys, I can talk about it all you want me to, okay? And sometimes until you see it, okay, it's hard to believe, okay? It's hard to believe what we're talking about until you can see it. And when I started looking around this room, I saw a lot of excited people. And our whole goal now We're going back to the same location, back to the same hotel, and our whole goal now is to open up that room, double the size of the room, and actually have a little more than 200 people there. That's the goal, okay? And I know right now that you want to attend, okay? And we're looking for people who want to take action on this and build it with them. Something else I want you to do, I really want you to do, and I learned about this through another gentleman. He said, if you've got an empty calendar, you've got an empty pocketbook. If you have an empty calendar, you have an empty pocketbook, okay? So something that I'm really hard about, and Jamie really harped on me about it a few days ago, because she said, Noel, you're making appointments for days you already have appointments. You've got to get a calendar so you don't make people mad, you know. And I said, well, you know, you're right. It's hard to remember, because when your business starts growing, you're going to start making commitments that you've already made to somebody else, and then things start overlapping. So I said, okay, I got to go get me a calendar. I just went and got me a cheap calendar at Walmart. I think this thing costs $3.95. Look at this, guys. This is May. And look how many things are already on this for May. I mean, it's filling up. I've got to meet Lucretia Pratt for lunch on Wednesday. She just partnered with us. I got to meet her and her husband for lunch. Now listen, this is very important, okay? Because we have testimonial calls every Tuesday night. We have power calls, the opportunity calls every Thursday night. That's on my calendar, okay? That should be in your calendar as well, even if it's on your phone. And then Sunday night training, that's on my calendar as well. But then I have a Pennsylvania trip, Friday, Saturday. We're going to Pennsylvania. The 14th, I'm going to Bowling Green, Kentucky, and doing a meeting. The 21st, the 20th is Jamie's birthday. I'm reserving that weekend for us to go do something. Guys, make sure you're spending time with your family. The 28th, I'm going to be back in Central City, Kentucky. And I've got these things lined out. And I've already got things on the calendar for June and July. So, guys, an empty calendar equals an empty pocketbook. But it's very important to build event to event to event. Okay, so that's why we're pushing hard to this next event, and it's going to be incredible. It's going to be a life-changing event for you because, okay, we had some people there at this event that was just kind of saying, you know what, I'm going to see what this thing's about. I'm just going to kind of see what it's about. They came to Nashville, and now their whole business has been transformed. So what I'm going to do right now is I want to bring up Shanitra. And I want, you know, her, just in her own words, just Shanitra, if you would, just kind of tell us, you know, what you're expecting on the way up to Nashville, down, over, through, however you came, okay? And just, you know, kind of what your thought process was on the way there, because I know Marcel was with you, and you guys now are just ready to rock this thing out. And then, you know, during the meeting, you know, was it what you expected? What was it more than what you expected? And why do you feel that it is important to continue to attend these events to grow your business? So I'm going to hand it over to Shanitra. Shanitra, if you will, just take it away there.
Thanks, Noel. Thank you very much. Can you all hear me okay? Okay. All right. That was a lot of questions that you asked, but I'll start kind of at the beginning. We got a phone call from a very, very dear friend. She asked us to take a look at this wonderful product. We had already started the process of changing our lifestyle. We wanted to become healthier. I'm going to hit a milestone birthday here soon. I won't tell you which one that is. But we definitely been trying to be a little healthier, watch what we eat. We've been going to the gym and exercising. We got results. We started taking this product, and my husband all of a sudden got on the scale and said, hey, babe, I'm down like 8 pounds. I was like, 8 pounds? And, you know, he's a man, so we all know that he's going to lose it faster. But he was awake and alert in the morning. He wasn't falling asleep on the way to work. He had more energy when we were going to the gym. And I was taking the stairs, and it was definitely life-changing. So Michelle called us, and she said, we're having an event in Nashville. I'd like for you to come up as our guest. We went in, we booked our room, and we committed right there on the spot. So we're just going to do it. We've been in the industry for over a decade, him not as long as me. And he has been very skeptical about this business and what it's all about. He wants to make sure that it's going to be right for our family. And we got in the car and we talked about it, and we just said that no matter what happens, we knew we'd always be customers. We knew that we continue taking the product no matter what. And we actually said, well, I'm not sure I want to get involved in something else. I don't know if we have time to do anything else. But Michelle asked, so we're going to go. You asked what our expectations were. It was just to come, meet a few people, and just kind of take home some info, sit on it, and see what was going to happen. We get in the room, and we are greeted so warmly by everyone. It was a very, very good feeling. We're very down-to-earth people, so it was nice to be around other individuals that are down-to-earth, and it didn't really matter their status, their financial status, or their health. Everybody was just so warm and friendly, and we sat down, we listened to the info, we got to hear from the amazing people, and we did drive 686 miles. So we had a lot of time in the car on the way up to think about it. And Marcel leaned over at one point and he said, I really like this. We should let's see how we can be a part of this. And I turned around and I looked at him, because that is not Marcel. He is the quiet one. He doesn't jump at an opportunity. So if my husband was excited, I knew that this was something special. It was something that I needed to really look into and see if we could do this. And we started listening to the compensation plan. He got to hear from Dr. Holmes, and he's a biology major. So organic chemistry, he was understanding everything, and I think that was a big deal for him. And he was just like, I think this is good. And I was like, really? He said, yeah, I think we should think about this. And then he said 2 words, ground floor. And he said, how many times have we heard ground floor? And it's not really ground floor. He said, how many times have they said the start of a company? And it's really not the start. He said, we have the opportunity to get in here and do some things and help grow this and introduce this to the world. And I said, all right. So we made a decision to get started and come aboard. We want a cruise. And I'm going to tell you, quite honestly, when you said that we were going to win a prize, we really were only hoping for some product. We just wanted to go home with additional product. And then you said cruise, and I was like, yes, we get to travel. So I think that being around everyone, meeting the team, just meeting some amazing people, I think that that did it for us. We're very big on family, and this felt like family. And we're big on building relationships with people, and we're just everyday people, your regular, ordinary people. We're not millionaires, but we know how to show love, and we know how to welcome people, and we know that there's a ton of people out there that can benefit from us just sharing this information with them. And if we can make a difference in just one person's life, just one, then we feel like we've done our job. We can't stress the importance of going to the event, because just the same way that laughter is infectious, excitement is infectious. And the excitement that was in the room and was generated by the people that were there, we were like, how can you not have it? I don't know. I don't even know the word. It was inside us, and it created a feeling of happiness, and we knew that it was right. It felt right. It felt like this is where we were supposed to be. So we will be in Nashville for the next event. We couldn't wait to sign up and get our tickets. If anybody is looking at this product, if you are within, 4 hours, if you're within 10 hours, if you're within a 12-hour drive, because our drive was just over 10 hours, you should come out and you should take a look at this. If for no other reason then for you to say that you can't say at that point that no one told you about it, that no one told you that this was going to be huge. You get to see it firsthand, and you need to see it firsthand so that you can make that decision for yourself. And if you choose not to show up and you miss the boat, then you're that person on the back end saying, man, I should have gotten in on this when it was on the ground floor. We don't want that. We want you there. We want you there to experience it and see it and feel it and be around people that are like-minded. I think that's very important. So we appreciate the invitation. We had an awesome time. We are building our team. We have individuals that signed up. We've been making phone calls like crazy. I've been texting, Facebooking, and if you don't mind, I'll share. There's a young lady on my Facebook page. I've never met her. We just have liked each other's statuses here and there, and she asked us what we were involved in, and she's been having some issues with her health, and she said I'd like to get some samples. So she sent me a Facebook message, and she said, I'm excited, I have my product, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to try it today. She says, I'll call you tomorrow and I'll let you know. And this is just based on us reaching out to a few people, and that person knows somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody, and shared something that we shared with them. So we didn't have anything to do with it, but I'm excited because she will absolutely love this product. We have no doubt. So I'm excited for her to see the results, get her some great product, and we're looking forward to seeing everybody in Nashville. I'm ready to go back and have some great barbecue with everyone and the team, and we're going to bring people with us, and we've challenged our team members to bring at least 2 people with them. The minimum is 2. So we'll see you all there, and I appreciate you having me on.
Thank you so much, Sinitra. I tell you what, guys, you can see the excitement that she's got, but it's amazing, And she said, we went down there, and they were skeptical because of they've been involved in the industry before, not really ready to pick up on something else, but you could tell, She said once we got in the room, it's contagious, guys. It's really contagious on the things that are happening right now, and people lead you to people who lead you to people who lead you to people, and it's crazy because my sister has now brought in someone who I went to school with, and guess what? Shame on me for not presenting to that person my opportunity. My sister has now signed up one of my best friend's wives. Shame on me for not sharing that opportunity with them. But you know what? You better tell them before someone else does. Is all I've got to tell you. So guys, we are very excited. Get your pen and paper out really quickly. I'm going to drop you that link for the tickets right now. Early bird special tickets. Got a few left, just a few left, okay? And it's Nashville.asiasciencesevent.com. That's Nashville.asiasciencesevent.com. There's some early bird tickets on there for $10. If you miss the early bird pricing, it's going to go up to $18. And but guys, I tell you, you don't want to miss it. That event, I've been to events before where I've forked out $175. I think I even paid $500 for an event, and I have to say, some of those events weren't worth just weren't worth it. They weren't worth getting a free ticket. But when you got this, and you've got the whole corporate team there, it's not a bunch of hype. It's a bunch of facts and figures and a bunch of people coming together as family to unite and understand what we've got going on. It's an amazing thing. It's a pretty amazing thing. So, I want to bring Michelle up next because Michelle was with us in Chicago, and we had a little team launch in Chicago. There was a little team meeting there, and I think there was probably like 14 people in the room, maybe 12. I can't remember when we'd done this launch for the Chicago team. And then we go to Nashville, and we more than triple the occupancy of that. And guys, that's just, the majority of the people in that room were from around Kentucky and Tennessee. But when, I started asking people where they came from, we had people driving from Florida, Mississippi, I think Georgia, Alabama, North Carolina. We had Virginia, Ohio, California was in the room, and forgive me if I've missed any states at all, guys, but because it was just such an amazing group of people there. And now, we're looking at July 23rd doing this next event, and I wouldn't say. I would say it would be safe to say there's probably going to be close to 30 states represented there now, just based on the tickets that I'm seeing, the pattern of where the tickets are coming in here from, which is, it's absolutely incredible. People are hungry. People are very hungry, and it's all about sharing the product with people, what it's doing for you, what it's doing for other people, and building upon that. Guys, we're here to build people up, not tear people down. We're here to absolutely build you up. Just let us know how we can help you. But I want to bring Michelle up because Michelle got to see, kind of where we were at in Chicago, and I think at that point, golly, I think we were only like a week or 2 weeks into this thing at that point, so it was very small, and so I just, Michelle, what, kind of the same questions, what were your expectations going into the Nashville event? What did you take away from it, and why do you feel like it is so important to build your organizations from event to event, and why do you feel like it's so important to have as many team members there as possible? So with all that being said, take it away, Michelle.
Well, Noel, I was sitting here thinking about the Chicago event, and that will always be very special to me because we did come together. It was a smaller group, but that kind of transformed me a little bit in looking around at the leadership and seeing what they had to offer. But then we get to Nashville, and I have to say that's probably what shifted me in the right direction. And I think what happens when you go to any event, but especially when you go to something like this, it truly goes from your head to your heart, because you are able, Shanitra said a couple things that, really hit home with me, and I know her personality, feeling like a family. Everyone was humble. It didn't matter where you came from, what your background was. We just embraced one another, and I think everybody left there driven on a mission, because I'll be honest with you. When I left Chicago, I didn't do the activity I did when I left Nashville. I've got more samples, from California to Maryland to, Florida, all around out, and being able to, right here locally, drop stuff off. I've had people tell me no. I've had people still not have that in there, but it's shifted everything. And, we do have a purpose. We do have a specific, we're intentional with our business now. It's not like, hey, I'm in Asia Science. We are intentional with it. And this is something everybody, like Noel said, we want you to know how to fit this into your already busy schedule, into your lifestyle, because we're changing people's health. If you've not been with us on a Tuesday night call, I really have to just really right now stop and say, you need to listen. These are life-changing calls. This company, 90 days into this, the results that we're having, I've never seen anything like it. Both of you have been in like over a decade. I've been in a little longer than that. And to have the results that we're having, there is something special. There truly is. So, my take on it was I will never miss an event. I know how important it is because you can't go back. And I've had a few people say, well, how was it? Well, I can tell them, but they didn't feel what I felt. They didn't see what I saw. They didn't understand, the tears that came down people's faces from the heartfelt, the changes. They didn't see the reaction, on Shanitra and Marcel's face when they won a cruise. They didn't see the reactions from, when somebody won product. You know what I'm saying? It changes everything. So, I tell people that I don't care if you're in part-time, spare time, full-time, you've got to be at these events. Because I promise, even the one, we've got several months in between. We've got a lot of stuff happening before the Nashville event. But look what's already happened in a week. Look at the explosion. Look at the communication that's going on. Look at, it's crazy what you're hearing. And I love that you're saying that, your best friend's wife got in. I'm sorry you missed out, but guess what? This is part of, it benefits somebody else, so it's great. But we have something very special. I say this all the time. We have amazing leadership. I am so proud to talk about our leadership, to talk about to talk about Larry and Gary and Dr. Holmes and Eric and Rick, I've never quite seen a leadership team like that, and I mean that. This is not fluff. This is not, I've never quite seen anything like it. And when you bring that and you have the products that we have, our products work. You know, whether you're looking to lose weight or not, you know, that may be a side effect, but to have the energy, everybody may not know, but I am not a morning person. And Body Drive has created a morning person out of this girl right here. And just the way I feel and the clarity and all of that stuff. So we have so much to offer. And when Shanitra said they've never been part of true ground floor, I know what she's talking about. Because, Noel, you say it all the time. Somebody will tell you on the call, oh, we're ground floor, and they've been around 12 years. They just haven't hit the marks they want to hit, so they want to say it's ground floor. Folks, we have it right here and now. We have a ground floor opportunity that can be life-changing, can literally change the landscape of everything you're used to seeing, but you have to engage. You have to be part of this. You can't sit, like Noel said, in front of your computer and expect everybody to come, you know, do it. You've got to put the work in. And that's what's exciting to me, because when I left Chicago, I didn't do what I did when I left Nashville. So that's the big difference. And that's what's so exciting to me. So, you know, I'm just thrilled to be part of this, and I'm proud to serve. I'm proud to, you know, whether Tuesday night calls or corporate calls, here in our training calls, I'm just proud to be part of it, you know, from A to Z. And Noel, we thank you for everything that you do. You're such an asset to this company, and, you know, it's just the beginning. And thank you for allowing me to be on tonight. I'll give it back to you, sir.
Well, thank you so much, Michelle. I tell you what, thank you for all you do. You know, guys, you know, one thing I've got to say is we're so ground floor that hard work does not go unnoticed here. And you know, you can see who's going to work out here. And I'll say it again. I will say it again like I say it all the time. Let me be the best employee for you that you never had to pay. You know, I can't guarantee you that I can be exactly where you want me to be on exactly the date you want me to be there because of the way things are rolling out. I just got off the phone with my dad, Bobby Floyd, just a little bit earlier, and I said, Dad, I said, over the next 90 days, I said, we need to develop those leaders, and those leaders need to be emerging in our organizations that will say, you know what, I can handle that. I'll go do a little meeting here. I'll go do a little meeting there. I'll go do this here. And guys, you don't have to stand up in front of rooms full of people with a slideshow and a projector. You don't have to do that, okay? I don't do that when we're doing these home meetings. We're sitting down on people's couches at little tables. For goodness sakes, Chesney Davidson had me in Sam's Club the other day with a group of 4 people sitting around a table at the cafe. It's that simple. I didn't have a slideshow. I didn't have anything. All I did was share what the products were doing for other people. I emphasized ground floor. I shared nothing about the compensation plan. The next thing you know, she's got some new IBOs. I mean, it's that simple, okay? So make sure that you're always sharing, you're always plugging. You know, it doesn't matter who you are, what walk of life you come from. If you will open your mouth and you also listen to what other people have to say, maybe why they're needing some extra income, why they feel so crappy and they want to make their body feel a little bit better, you've got a solution for both. You just have to share it. Dr. Holmes just sent me a message. Guys, we have a sampling program because we talk about sampling all the time. Now, most of my samples that I hand out are locally, okay? But every once in a while, you're going to find people that want them sent somewhere, and we do have a site that's available for that, and that's sharebodydrivenow.com. You can get on there. You can actually have samples sent out on your behalf, and you don't have to handle the shipping or anything like that. It's done for you. So you can check that out, sharebodydrivenow.com. You know, so look, the people that want it locally, by all means, you know, do it face-to-face. Sometimes face-to-face is the best way to go. That way you can follow up with them a few days later. Now, one little tip I've got for you, okay, and I learned this from my dad. I just want to close this out with just a little bit of a tip. Let me see if I can find a business card here because it's going to be more visual for you. Let's see what I got here. Oh, anyway, I don't have a business card on me. Okay, we'll just use a, look at this. I love this. This is the first company I ever made 6 figures in. I've still got their debit card. They're no longer in business, so I'm not plugging for them. But anyway, and the debit card doesn't work. But I keep it for a keepsake because I started making 6 figures. This company changed my life. And but anyway, Dad's got a business card, okay? and I learned this from Dad. So it's the method of if I will you, okay? So you get a commitment out of people. If I will you, okay? And remember, your card's got your website on it. If I give you this card, will you take time to go to the website on there and watch the video? Well, yeah. Well, what time? When can I get a commitment from you to watch this video? And you're trying to hand them this card. Don't hand it to them yet. Well, I can probably do it like Thursday. Let's just say it's Friday, and they're telling you next Thursday. Take the card back away from them. Say, you know what? I'm looking for some people that are serious. And they're going to say, oh, well, I can do it when I get home. Well, great. So if I give you this, will you watch this video on this website when you get home? Yes. Great. Wonderful. Okay, so then you get their contact information. You don't rely on anything. I just say, hey, I need to get your phone number. I'm going to give you a call when I see that you've gone on my website. Guys, it's that simple. I saw Dad cold prospecting people down in Nashville, Tennessee with that method. Eric, okay, he's still on here. Eric went to Huddle House with us. I think, not Huddle House, IHOP. Eric went to IHOP with us that Sunday morning and ate breakfast. We had a big old pile of pancakes and biscuits and gravy and everything like that. And my mom pulls out a business card, all right? Now get this is pretty powerful. Pulls out a business card and starts prospecting our waitress. And I hear it. If I hand you this card, will you check this out? And the next thing you know, the lady's like, yeah, absolutely. What is this all about? She starts telling her just a little bit about, remember, don't tell them too much. The next thing you know it, Mom's got this lady on the phone the next day, and she is so excited, ready to get started, and it was that simple. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. That's the waitress that you didn't even know, and here she is, ready to sign up, because if I give you this card, will you take time to watch this video on here? It was that simple. Guys, do the same thing with your sample packs, okay? As you're sampling, make sure, if I give you the sample, will you take it? Yes. When? Okay? Because the last thing you want is that sample to wind up in the bottom of a purse, in somebody's drawer of their desk, in their glove box, or something like that. You get their contact information. The last thing you want to do is give someone a sample and think that you're going to see them a few days later to ask them about it. You get their contact information. You make sure you follow up with them in a few days, and you call them and ask them how it was. So, guys, with all that, okay, get your tickets to the next event. And you might say right now, well, no, I don't know how I'm going to get there. You figure it out, okay? Get your tickets now. Figure it out. If there's a will, there's a way, okay? We talked about at the beginning of the Nashville event, we've got excuse makers and we've got action takers, okay? And I want to ask you tonight, what are you? Are you an excuse maker? Are you an action taker, okay, guys? Because we are looking to run with some action takers is what we're looking to run with, and you're at the very ground floor of something so incredible. We had a room full of action takers there last Saturday, and it showed. It showed this week because we just closed our biggest week out ever, okay, which was absolutely incredible. Michelle, I was kind of just like you. I walked away from Chicago, and I didn't sample. I was sampling, but not as aggressively as I was after the Nashville event. I was making phone calls, but not as aggressively as I was after the Nashville event. So the Nashville event really opened my eyes and said, oh my goodness, we've got our hands on something absolutely incredible here. It's time to absolutely run with it. So guys, you might be on here tonight and you see, what, I missed the event. But make the decision tonight to be at that next event. Make that decision to be at the next event. Guys, we're not going to keep you any longer. I'm so glad we've got some great attendance on here tonight. Plug in, okay? And we say this week after week, but plug in. It's the lifeline to your business, okay? Mark it down on your calendars. Get your teams plugged in, okay? Tuesday night, testimonial calls. Thursday night, opportunity calls. Invite guests to Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then Sundays, we've got our training, okay? Got our training. So make sure that you get everybody on your teams plugged into that. Share with them the importance of how it is to plug in. Because sometimes when we start a new job or a new venture, it's kind of hard to get in the flow of things. But I promise you, once you develop a habit of plugging in, it's hard to let go of it at that point. If you don't have anything invested in it, it's easy to throw in the towel. Make sure you get invested in what you're doing. Make sure you start plugging into what you're doing. And guys, watch your business grow. Let us know what we can do to help you. Like Eric said, you know, if you can get a room full of people somewhere, by golly, if we've got the date available, that's okay. We're so excited about that. I haven't been to Pennsylvania in years, and the last time I went, it was for military training, and I hated every minute of it. It was near Hershey, Pennsylvania. I could smell the chocolate up in Hershey, Pennsylvania, and I was like, oh, I would love to get some of that. You know, but I couldn't. I was too busy running a bulldozer or something for the military at the time. But anyway, guys, I'm going to hop off here. You know what? You guys have got some great leadership here. Plug in to Michelle, plug into Eric. If you're on Shanitra's team, start plugging into Shanitra. Let us go to work for you. Guys, that's all I've got for you tonight. Make it a big week. Let's close out this next week bigger than what we did last week. Let's show them, you know, we're here to stay. You guys have a great night. God bless you guys, and we will see you guys later.